congratulations on the movie,
Thanks.
which is very, very funny. And
I'm
going to start with you because you haven't worked with Nick before this. So what was it like sort of finding yourself amongst people who've worked together before and sort of jumping into that kind of genre?
Awful. Exactly as you would imagine. Like the sort of the fun that you feel from Nick's films are what you feel when you're making it. Like literally, like I was saying to Danny earlier, the energy that Danny brings onto set every day, him and Nick, you can tell they've been lifelong friends. You know their history, you can feel it in the air. And I think that I felt it instantly, like from the get-go, from auditioning for the part, getting onto set, you feel it. And it trickles down through the cast, the crew. It was just like it was such fun being there every day. Like genuinely, it was just such a laugh. And yeah, I think everyone felt that. And I think that's the heart that you feel, I think, in Marching Powder comes from everyone wanting to be there as well and working together and showing a story that meant a lot to Nick as well.
Yes.
Like you really, his heart was in this film.
Danny, you haven't worked with Nick for a while. It's been almost like 20 years. 18 years I think it was.
Yeah,
and I know. I did my research. And what was it like sort of going from doing like a soap like EastEnders for a very long time and then sort of jumping back into this? Is it like going back to like your first love?
Well, I think one of the reasons why I made the decision to leave the soap, and I'll be honest, it brings stability. And it's a hard job to leave, and Steph will tell you, we never quite know when the next paycheck's coming or when the next job, you can have a really good run, and then it just stops for 7 months, and you go, well, maybe it's over for me. So it takes that away, but of course, it's like you're crossed off of every casting list. That's the other thing. You're not available. You're getting paid every week, and you're, in a high-profile show, but my hunger and ambition was for things like, working with Nick again, and maybe, and getting the opportunity. And the only way was if I left. So I did roll the dice. This is my 3rd year out of the soap, and I've had an amazing run. I've had some incredible work come my way, and this was the one I was obviously most excited about because, me and Nick sort of picked up where we left off, which was a long time ago. We've both gone off, and I'd like to think I'm slightly wiser. Slightly more mature. I'd like to think I'm a better actor now. I think you
already are.
Yeah, but it's life experiences that gives you a toolbox to be better and to make different decisions. So that's what this is. This is about me and Nick coming back together after 18 years and acknowledging the films that we made, but trying to do it in a smarter, more grown-up. It's a love story essentially, and I think people will be quite shocked at that at first. What do you mean it's a love story? Isn't this just me running around headbutting people sniffing cocaine? Well, there's a bit of that, but there's also a man trying to fight and save his marriage. He's banging love, and he's made some awful mistakes. But we're doing it in a light-hearted way. It's not too heavy.
Yeah, do you know what I really loved about this is that I could see it could have gone very sort of anti-woke and all of that stuff, and I think it's very consciously avoided that. Was that very important for you?
Well, everyone gets it.
Yeah, I think there's no one that kind of everyone is like they in this they take the piss out of everyone and each other.
Yeah,
it's even in their relationship.
At any culture.
It's not about that. It's about just kind of taking the filter off and just kind of.
Well, it's about a white working class middle-aged man. Where does he sit in society now? His optics are all wrong. So we're taking on that challenge of where does he sit, and we know that the elite have been taking the piss out of us for quite a while, and they look down their noses at people of my ilk. Or they heard me say that. See, they know what they're doing, don't they? They're always watching. You're right. It's everybody gets it. You know what I mean? Everybody, but in a light-hearted way. You know what I mean? It's about society now and trying to find your.
And finding humour as well. Like this, you don't often get to the cinema and feel like you can just sort of let go and have a laugh in the way that this kind of hopefully makes people smile and feel uplifted as well, because as much as it's, quite an intense story and there's a lot going on, there's, it's outrageous.
We're trying to get the working classes back in the cinema. It's
100%.
a working class film.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, it's all become a little bit elitist, and I think, you know, we're just trying to represent the working classes in a way and go, look, listen, this is a film for you, about you, and let's not be ashamed of it, you know what I mean?
There's a certain sort of like a tone of sort of heightened reality in there as well, and was it fun sort of playing around with that and just sort of like... Yeah.
Well, we had scenes where I'm talking to the camera,
Yeah.
you know, like when I'm doing your necklace, that stuff. So you're sort of frozen in the mirror. I do my bit, and then I join, and then we start having this amazing... It's a lovely scene. It's when she's dressed as Jeremy Corbyn. And, you know, it starts off that whole segment of...
Yeah.
So I don't know what... It must have been weird for you, waiting for me to talk to the camera.
Yeah.
And then you start engaging.
Yeah. It was, yeah. But the sort of the technical kind of... We just worked around it, and it was just like there was so many little quirks in this that you kind of... I think that people won't expect.
No, they won't.
In a lot of different ways.
It's clever.
Yeah.
And I suppose me and Nick are known for being clever or being part of that clever, sort of arty, cultured filmmaking world, which I think's unfair, especially Nick. No one makes movies like Nick. I don't care who you are.
He's so unique.
I think Nick started a whole trend of, especially with the Football Factory, of other people trying to make football hooligan films and going, oh, that works. You know, we took on the might of Green Street, right? We made our film for maybe £500,000, and Green Street had, you know, Elijah Wood in it, Charlie Hanan, doing the worst Cockney accent I've ever heard in my life. But, you know, I think they had a £9 million budget on their film, but of course, authenticity is what people want to see. And, you know, to be fair in this, you know, there's some real hooligans in it.
And Nick is very modest as well. He won't, like, I don't think he realises how talented he is as well. I mean, he lets his work go, and it means so much to him. But the way he wrote the dialogue in this, like, I felt so lucky to have such, not only some good one-liners, because there really are some good one-liners, but, like, just, there were chunks of dialogue that were just written so well and just felt like, like you were saying earlier, it just slips off the tongue, some of Nick's stuff. And you just feel like it's just so fun to make.
What is acting? It's the musicality of words, and that's what we've got, right? We've got to sell words to people. So it's all about the chef. And if he serves up a shit plate of food, right, there's not much you can do with it as an actor. You know, and with Nick, it's a la carte. So it's easy to sell it.
It's true.
And that's it. And I think Steph's speech at the end, I think it's BAFTA worthy. I think it was just incredible. The way she delivered that, and just the pace and the heart, and it's like, wow, you know, and it's like, okay, you're speaking for a lot of women there, I would have thought, within this masculine world that we live in.
Nick wrote really well for her, I think.
He really did.
He really did.
It's a revelation to me.
He really did.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
It's over already.
Congratulations again.
So you did enjoy it?
I really did, and I'm a huge fan of yours. I've always liked you, and I've always loved those movies, and I just think that
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, you're really kind.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys.
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys!